What's up, world? Welcome back to another episode of the MITM podcast, where we delve into the matters that shape our lives. Now, I'm your host, Ty Aarons, and today we're diving into an important aspect of our financial well-being, and this is identifying areas for potential savings and reducing our expenses. With that being said, run my intro.
Caught up in them bright lights, lusting for shiny things that's golden. Everything ain't always what it seems, that it's soaking. Chasing my dreams, coming apart at my seams. Best believe that the money is the motive.
All right. Welcome back to the podcast. Now, today we're talking about taking control of our finances and finding ways to save money. Okay, this can significantly impact our financial stability and future goals. By identifying areas where we can cut back on expenses, we can create opportunities for savings. And when I say savings, anytime you hear me say savings, I'm not talking about savings for the sake of saving. All right. I'm talking about savings for the sake of investing. You want to save so that your money can work harder than you do in the future. All right. That's the only reason for you to save money. Otherwise, you might as well spend it, because with inflation, you lose the money by saving money. All right. So when we save for the intent to pay ourselves first, and by paying ourselves first, we put our money to work and make babies to make it work harder than we ever could. Tap into that compounding, baby. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. We want to create savings opportunities and improve our overall financial health. So we're going to explore some tangible tips to help you identify areas for potential savings and reduce your expenses. Tip number 1, track your spending. And you're going to hear me saying this so many times. Track your spending. And the reason why I say it so many times is because it's that important. Track your spending. Okay. When you start tracking your spending, you'll gain a clear understanding of where your money goes. How many of us, show of hands, how many people at the end of the month, you're like, where's my money? Where did it all go? I work so hard and I have nothing to show for it. Okay. Track it. Whatever you pay attention to grows. And if you pay attention to your money, well, hopefully it'll grow. You can use budgeting apps or simply maintain a spreadsheet to record your expenses. Now, a part of the FBC challenge, we have a spreadsheet. We're working on the app, but we have a spreadsheet right now that'll help you track your finances. It's very simple to use. At least I find it very simple to use. And if you need help, we have a done for you system that'll actually track everything for you and make your life a lot easier. But you can use a spreadsheet to record your expenses. You want to categorize them and analyze your spending patterns to identify areas where you can potentially save. Okay. Are you spending too much on Netflix? Are you spending too much on Ubers? Are you spending too much on your pets? You're buying them clothes and it's not necessary. I don't know. What is your spending looking like? And where are you kind of throwing away some money? All right. Tip number 2. Review and prioritize your expenses. So once again, we track, we review, and now we're going to prioritize. So review your expenses and prioritize them based on their importance and alignment with your financial goals. Differentiate the difference between essential and non-essential expenses. Okay. Determine if there are any discretionary items that you can reduce or eliminate to free up some funds for savings. Tip number 3, reduce your utility bills. Look for ways to reduce your utility bills. Turn off the lights and unplug devices when they're not in use. That's actually something that I didn't even know. My grandma told me, even if you turn off the device, but it's still plugged in, it's still sucking juice. What? I had no idea about this. So if you're not using something, or there's something that it's very seldomly used, unplug it. Okay? Unplug it. It'll actually save you quite a bit of money. Unplug your device when it's not in use. Adjust your thermostat to save on heat and cooling. Consider energy efficient appliances. These small adjustments in your daily habits can add up to significant savings over time. Okay. Tip number 4, cut back on dining out and entertainment. Oof, how many of us are spending way too much money eating out, going out? We're living above our pay grade, Evaluate your dining out and entertainment expenses. Consider reducing the frequency of eating out and opt for homemade meals more often. Explore affordable alternatives to entertainment like free community events, movie nights at home, or outdoor activities that don't require spending money. Personally, I bought a projector. I bought a projector because I love going to the movies, but I also don't like wasting my time watching TV all day. So I have a projector, which means I can only watch movies late at night or like in the evening after 7 p.m. once my work should be done, right? And I don't have to spend $50 to go to the movie theater. I can just make some popcorn home and watch a movie at home. Watch as many of them as I want. It's kind of great. Save a ton. Tip number 5 is to review your subscriptions and memberships. And I tell people to do this all the time, okay? Review your subscriptions and your memberships. Identify any that you no longer use or derive value from. Cancel or downgrade those services to save money. Okay, it's easy to accumulate subscriptions over time, and periodically reassessing their value can lead to significant savings. I remember for the longest time, I was paying for all sorts of subscriptions, and actually there was this book that I was going through, and they asked you, hey, if you had to restart, you had 30 days, you had to restart everything in your life, what would you do? This one guy said the first thing I do is call my bank and tell them that my card was lost or stolen or whatever, so they cancel it. So all of the subscriptions that I have are done. Just cut off one time. They got to call me to get set back up. But here's something that is really cool that's now newly available to us. A lot of our bank cards that we have, you can actually set up a digital version of it. I know you can do that with like Neo, with like Koho. These are Canadian companies. I don't know about what's happening down in the States, but now we have these digital banks which allows to have a virtual card. So what I do is I put my subscriptions on my virtual card, not on my actual debit and or Visa and or credit or whatever card. I put it on the virtual one. And the virtual one, I get hit stop or freeze and cancel all my subscriptions that I don't want to pay for. It's a great tool. Okay, and you can stop and reassess, see if you want to use it. The same way that we do inventory on our house and say, did I use this item in the last 30 days? Yes or no. Did I use this item in the last 3 months? Not including seasonal items, of course, but did I use it in the last 3 months? No, get rid of it. Let it go. If I didn't use a subscription, I didn't have the need to go and try and sign into that subscription in the last 2-3 months, let it go. You already, paused it. Don't keep paying for it. All right, tip number 6. You want to shop smart and comparison shop. Okay? Adopt some smart shopping habits and comparison shops for better deals. Look for discounts, coupons, and sales before making a purchase. Okay? Compare prices across different stores or online platforms to ensure that you're getting the best value for your money. Okay? Remember, small savings on individual purchases can accumulate over time. And you know what? As much as I like this tip, I'm on the fence about it. Right? It's good to compare, but your time is worth more than the time it takes to necessarily cut coupons and or compare. So I want you to focus on making more money. But the way that you can do that with certain stores is you use like the Flip app or any of those virtual grocery store apps that grocery store flyer apps. There we go. And they keep track of all the stuff in all the stores. And when you get to the counter, you can say, hey, wait, I'm buying this stuff. Or while you're shopping, you can look through it while you're walking down the aisles and say, oh, this is at this other place. And they do a price match and I want to save me some money. All right. That's always available to you. But don't wag the dog, they say, Don't put the horse behind the carriage in front of the horse or whatever. Don't waste your time. Your time is a non-renewable resource. So as much as I want y'all to smart shop and comparison shop, be aware of how much time you're allocating to that. Because the hours that you're spending trying to comparison shop, you could be working and making more money. So you don't need to comparison shop. You're richer than you were yesterday. And that should be an ongoing goal for all of us, really. But that concludes today's episode of the MITM podcast. Now, remember to identify areas for potential savings, reduce expenses. That's a valuable step towards improving your financial well-being. Track your spending, review and prioritize expenses, reduce utility bills, cut back on dining out and entertainment, review subscriptions and memberships, and shop smart. With all that being said, join me next time as we continue exploring matters that shape our lives. Until then, be mindful of your expenses. Seek opportunities for saving, not just for the sake of saving, for the sake of investing so it makes more money than you ever could. I want that money to make money while I'm sleeping. And take charge of your financial future. Thank you for listening to this episode of the MITM podcast, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Give them that creme de la creme whenever I spit that hot shit. Ain't no lose or draw when it's the only option. Till I'm balling like Stockton, I'm locked in. Researching the best stock tips, fuck gossip unless it makes a profit.